Good evening, sir. Welcome, sir.
Is it audible?
Audible, sir. Welcome, sir.
Welcome. Good evening.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Vignesh. Yes.
இருக்கீங்க sir?
நல்லா இருக்கேன்.
மேடம் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாமா மேடம்?
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாம் சார்.
விக்னேஷ், ஒரு எக்கோ வருது நீங்க பேசும்போது.
Yeah, 1 minute sir. 1 minute sir. We'll rectify it sir. Sir, now it's okay, sir?
It's okay.
Madam, shall we start, ma'am?
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம் சார்.
Sir, actually ரெண்டு பிளாட்ஃபார்ம்ல ஸ்ட்ரீமிங் பண்றோம் சார். Zoom and YouTube இருக்கு சார். ஏன்னா Zoomல வந்து லிமிட்டட் ஸ்டூடண்ட்ஸ் தான் இருக்க முடியுங்கிறதுனால YouTube லைவ் ஸ்ட்ரீமும் பண்றோம் சார்.
Very good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. A warm good evening to all virtually gathered here. On behalf of Salem branch of SIRC and Salem branch of Sicasa, we cordially welcome you all to the Day 2 event of Sicasa Golden Jubilee celebrations along with annual seminar 2022. I cordially invite Sicasa chairperson CR Bhargavi ma'am to kindly welcome the gathering.
Pleasant evening to one and all. On behalf of Salem Sicasa, I welcome you all for the Day 2 program of Golden Jubilee annual seminar. My hearty welcome to our special invitee of today's program, CAB Saravana Prasad sir. When we think of a special session for our students relating to CA exam, first person who came to our mind was Saravana Prasad sir. When we requested him, he immediately accepted our invitation in spite of his busiest schedule. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invite in very short notice and being with us today. I hope everyone had a great time yesterday. Yesterday's session by the doctor was really informative. I hope everyone started practicing in their lives. Students were also presented very well. I'm sure today's session will also be very useful for everyone. Once again, on behalf of Salem Sicasa, I welcome you all for the Day 2 program of Golden Jubilee Annual Seminar. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm welcoming. So, sir, your profile, sir, your introduction, sir, your motivational session. Always, we Salem students are blessed by having it. Whenever we are reading the profile of sir, it gives a great motivation to all the upcoming students and also the young chartered accountants. B. Saravana Prasad is a graduate in commerce and a fellow member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. He secured 4th rank in the Madras University in his graduation examinations. He did his chartered accountancy articleship training under the tutorship of Shri G. Shekhar, FCA, Chennai during 1995 to 98. He secured the 1st rank in the chartered accountancy final examination, securing 76% in the aggregate. He also secured the 3rd rank in the intermediate examinations and 10th rank in the foundation examinations. His academic performance includes 99% in CA final accounting paper and 96% in CA intermediate auditing paper. His areas of specialization include accounting standards, accounting systems, cost accounting, management decision making, direct and indirect taxation, government accounting and systems audit. He is also a registered insolvency resolution professional. He is a faculty member on cost and management accounting and financial management for CA intermediate and on strategic cost management and performance evaluation for CA final at the SIRC of the ICAI and its branches and in various academic and management institutions. He is also a visiting faculty on the subject of cost accounting, financial management, taxation in Sri Guru Kripa's Institute of Management, Chennai, Regional Training Institute of the CNDG, and Income Tax Department, Chennai, and other management development and professional training institutes. He is the author of various books for CA students with a view to transmit his experience on approaching the examinations and to erase the exam phobia from the minds of students. He has co-authored a book titled Guidance Note for Passing the CA Examinations. He is also the co-author for about 24 books covering the entire CA curriculum, namely CA Foundation, CA Intermediate, and CA Final, and also at the professional level. His style of communication, techniques of approaching the subject, guidelines for preparing the examinations are quite popular among students. He can be contacted through bsaravanaprasad@gmail.com. So we cordially welcome with these few words, humbly call upon today's special resource person, CAB Saravanaprasad sir, my guru, to take over the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Vignesh, for the nice introductory remarks. I thank Salem branch and all its office bearers for giving me this nice opportunity to share a few thoughts on a matter which I love most. Namely, I have got the experience, or rather the opportunity of listening to my senior, Sri G. Shekhar sir, during the course of my articleship, and have been the beneficiary of his advice, and have been able to secure the marks that Vignesh sir was reading out now. So from that point onward, yes, it should be shared with other people so that they will score good marks in the examination. People can really know that this is an examination where you can score very good marks provided you put in your effort in the best possible manner. In yesterday's results, I came to know that the All India first had secured 640 marks. It's 80%. Had secured 76%, and it is 80% in this examination, which is a very nice thought. 80% marks in the CA final examination is a very nice thing that all of us should bear in mind. It is possible to score very good marks in this examination. So it is up to us to do the effort and take it forward. Now, in the time available to me, I would like to put the thoughts in this manner. Basically, how to go about subjects, then how to write the answers in the examination, and what we should do, what we should not be doing. From some people, we learn what we should do, and from many others, we can learn what we should not do. Our learning should be a combination of both, so that we will do the things what is required and do it in the best possible way, right? We all operate on this very simple mechanism to score good marks in the examination, what we should be doing. Then a related query, sir, really, should we really score good marks in the examination? We all know that it's a very competitive world, and there is a need for securing good marks in any examination, and more particularly the chartered accountancy examination. So I think that's a well settled issue. We'll work towards that. Now, what is the expectation of the valuer as regards a theory paper, as regards a calculation oriented question in an examination? We all know that there are also questions of the MCQ type. So what is the expectation of the valuer in these areas? As regards MCQ, the issue is very simple. Question followed by 4 options. Unless we are very clear about the principle, all the 4 options will look correct answer only. We will have only through our knowledge, we should be able to identify which is the correct answer out of these 4. If we are prepared in a half-baked manner, if we have read only the surface aspects without looking into the technicalities, without looking into the details of that, we will only come to a conclusion, everything seems okay. Everything is not okay. Only one of the answer is okay. So our preparation should be to dig deep into that subject matter, to remember that point properly, to remember the technical matter carefully. For example, in Companies Act, there are cases where reference is drawn to paid up capital. There are references where there are situations where reference is drawn to paid up equity capital. There are cases where all reserves are considered. There are other situations where only free reserves are considered in the computation. Unless we are very clear which situation, what number should be used or what item should be used, we will not be able to identify the correct answer out of these four. So we will have to pick up the correct answer out of these four as regards MCQ. For that, this is the output required. No, for that, what is the level of preparation that we need? We need to concentrate on remembering each aspect, which is paid up capital, which is paid up equity capital, which is free reserves, which is all reserves, etc. We should note that and bear that in mind whenever we do the preparation. Now, the other area, that is, what is the expectation of a valuer as regards a theory question, as regards a calculation-oriented question? A theory question, we cannot classify subjects into this is theory paper, this is calculation paper, etc. Even in papers like subjects like accounting, costing, financial management, all these papers also, there are some questions where you have to write theory answers. I will look at it only from this viewpoint, a theory question as well as a calculation oriented question rather than a theory paper and a calculation paper. I will give it only from that perspective. So in a theory question, what is the expectation of the value? He would like to have a very clear answer in very concise points, brief points, without missing any technicality. For example, I will take auditing as an example. I will take an intermediate example so that all of you will be aware of the expectation of the value. What are the purposes of audit planning? 4-mark question. What are the purposes of audit planning? What is the answer expected of the value? 4-mark question. In your examination answer book, I want you to visualize the examination answer book around 25 pages to 30, 25 lines to 30 lines per page per side. In that, for a 4-mark question, the expected length of an answer, a normal expectation, may be around half a page or slightly more than that. That is the expectation with normal font writing. Okay, this is what is expected. And this is to be completed within an appropriate time. I will come to the time management shortly. For a 4-mark question, the valuer expects 4 valid points, advantages, rather purposes of audit plan. He does not expect an introductory paragraph which starts like audit means, audit involves, that is to say auditing implies. This is not required at all. Audit has many principles. Planning is one of planning for an audit is an important aspect of auditing. These are all absolutely introductory. There is no need for this paragraph at all. Right? And the answer expectation will be advantages of audit planning. You can mark, you can put a small heading and write 4 points, maybe a side heading, right? And a small elaboration of each of these 2 sentences. A side heading followed by 2 sentences under each point, 4 points over. Safety sake, 1 more point you can write, or maybe 2 more points if you are aware of it. So 6 points you can write. To maybe half a page to 3/4 of a page. That's the expected length of the answer. And along with that, we don't want you to write one complimentary clause. The above are some of the advantages of audit planning or some of the purposes of audit planning, not required. So a meaningless introductory paragraph and a meaningless conclusion paragraph is not warranted in such type of a direct theory question. We want you to write the answer very specifically and very properly. When you write those words, what is the answer, etc. When you write those words, we want you to write the answer in as clear a manner as possible, along with technical terms, without missing out the technicality. There is a tendency for people. Let me read from the book. Let me just understand and let me write in my own words. Correct. You can write in your own words, but you cannot miss out on the technicality. We all know in normal English language, person is equivalent to individual. In normal English language, person is equivalent to individual. No problem at all. But when you write tax, we are all well aware that person is different, individual is different, isn't it? So we cannot write, if the question talks about residential status of an individual, we cannot start an answer stating that a person is said to be resident in India. You have to say an individual is said to be resident in India. So obviously we cannot miss out on these words. In the name of writing on one's own, we cannot miss out on the technical aspect. Please ensure that you remember this, you write this aspect very clearly and bring out this aspect properly in your answer. This is as regards a theory answer. Now, A direct theory question, advantages of audit planning, I have told. Another possibility, for example, whether the auditor of a company, whether he has been properly appointed or not, a given scenario. Or maybe you can come across such scenarios in taxation paper, in law paper, and in auditing paper also, right? So again, I would like to take auditing example. Whether the auditor of a company has been properly appointed, a given situation is there. In this, what is the expected answer? First, write the principle, whatever it is applicable. Suppose it is first auditor, or it is government company auditor, or auditor appointed agent, etc. What is the principle? Then analysis of the given case, whether the principle is applicable, or if there is any exception to the principle, whether the exception is applicable in this case. Right? I don't want to go into the individual details there. Right? So write the principle and how it is applicable. Principle, analysis, then followed by conclusion. This is the structure of the expected structure of the answer. So write the principle, what is the legal provision, what is the applicable provision of law, etc. Then analysis in the given case, whether this principle has been applied properly, or if there is any exception, because of the exception, the principle is not applicable in this case. Like that. Then conclusion, finally, whether this auditor appointment is valid or invalid, etc. Like that, you can give a conclusion. So this type of model can be adopted for application-oriented theory question. A direct theory question and an application-oriented theory question. This is the way in which you should be writing your answer. Your answer should be based on the marks that is allotted for the question and also the corresponding length what you should be elaborating. So take care of that part. Then comes the calculation-oriented area. Accounting, costing, taxation, financial management. These are all areas where you will be required to do calculations also. Needless to say, right from 11th standard onward, our accounting teachers have been telling us, or maybe from foundation when we are exposed to accountancy, our accountancy teachers have been telling us working note should be written properly, steps should be written properly, it should be written very clearly, etc. Same thing I will also tell you once more, right? Now, whether working note should come first or final answer should come first, here I would like to put one important aspect. Don't get over perturbed by these words, working note, final answer, and all that. Everything is part of the calculation. That's all. In some questions, it is convenient to present all the basic calculations first and thereafter the final, so-called final answer. In some questions, it is easier to put the basic calculation, it is easier to put the final answer first as a starting point and thereafter do all supporting calculation. I'll give you an example for you to understand. In financial management intermediate, you have a topic called ratio analysis, preparation of balance sheet, P&L, etc. Based on the data, we can write the format of the balance sheet first, fill up the available numbers, then below the balance sheet, you can keep on doing working notes calculations based on the other ratios, and then fill up the balance sheet as and when a computation is completed. So final answer followed by so-called working notes. This is one style. Intermediate, equivalent production, process costing, right? Question says prepare the process account. We need to prepare the statement of equivalent production. We need to prepare the statement of cost per equivalent unit, apportionment of cost and evaluation, and then finally only preparation of process account. Then logically, it is better to do all the preliminary calculation and put the process account at the end. So whatever logical flow the answer takes, you present in that manner, the valuer will be able to recognize that and give you the full mark. Only thing, it should not create a problem mentally in you as to which is working note, which is final answer. Everything is part of the answer. You may call it working note, you may call it final answer. The name is not important. How you present that answer effectively. The smallest of calculations, the slightest of thought processes, how to be written properly in the answer book. For example, you are preparing a table for computing the economic ordering quantity. The least of the associated cost or the purchase total cost relating to purchase. You have mentally compared those 5 or 6 numbers in the last column and found that one number is the least. Corresponding quantity is the economic ordering quantity. You have to say, since this is the least cost, corresponding quantity is equivalent to economic ordering quantity. You cannot suddenly say, so UOQ is equivalent to this much. No. Like that, financial management. Net present value we have calculated. We found it out to be positive. Proposal is worthwhile. So we have to write, since NPV greater than 0, the proposal is worthwhile. So the smallest of thought processes. They are comparing no NPV greater than 0. They are comparing a least cost like that. The slightest of thought processes. These have to be documented in your answer book. Any formula available, you will have to write it properly. Unwanted abbreviation should be avoided. Unwanted abbreviation should be avoided. These are the general guidelines as regards the presentation, the examination. For this presentation, we will have to do the reverse process. This is the output required in the examination answer paper. So we have to organize our resources, input, process, etc. have to be done accordingly. Output definition based on that input and the process. Use standard textbooks, including the study material given by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, revision test papers, past examination suggested answers, etc. All these are available to all of us. You can use these standard textbooks and materials. First step. Process. When you learn something, the objective will be to remember it as effectively as possible. I am aiming at remembering information, remembering process, remembering the sequence. For example, I practice a question relating to computation of total income or computation of tax liability in income tax. I should identify what are all the provisions which are applicable in this case, and which heads of income I have to show which item, etc. Which items are exempt. Those items I have to write separate note. I cannot make a mental, this will not come, that will not come. This will not come, that will not come at all. Has to be written in the answer book as to why it will not come. Therefore, consequently, every aspect has to be documented properly in your answer book. That is the manner in which you should be doing the presentation of the examination, and your preparation should be based on it. You have to remember the sequence, the way in which you do a question. Any topic, any subject for that matter, there is an orderly way of doing things. Right? So practice more questions. Questions of the same type. You practice 3 or 4 times. Automatically, you gain control over that area. You will be able to remember that point properly and be able to present that properly. Now, as regards the manner in which you have got to write, one more point that you have got to bear in mind is the time, how you have got to plan. Because planning the time will also have an impact on your preparation. So I would put it this way: 3 hours of examination hall presence. Half an hour here and there, 30 minutes gone. Sir, how 30 minutes gone? 30 minutes gone in reading the question paper. Reading the question paper. For that only extra 15 minutes given, correct. These are all arguments. In that 15 minutes, nobody will be able to read the question paper and then immediately, I have understood everything in the question paper. Come on, let me start writing for the next 3 hours. No. Time and again, you have to keep on referring to the question paper. You have to read the question paper again. Partners, what is the ratio? What is the profit sharing ratio? What is the date of admission? Like that, small points you will have to refer to that question again. So consequently, in this question paper, as question paper assimilation time itself will be around 30 minutes. Balance 2.5 hours of effective writing time. 2.5 hours is equivalent to 150 minutes. 150 minutes, 100 marks. That is the equation, that is the mantra you should be having. 150 minutes, 100 marks. So for 1 mark, you can spend 1.5 minutes. 10 mark question, you should complete in 15 minutes time. 6 mark question, you should complete in 9 minutes time. So within 9 minutes, I am not able to complete, no problem. Take 1 extra minute also. I have given a cushion of 30 minutes at the end, no problem at all. In another last 10 minutes, you should compulsorily set for you revising your answer paper, reviewing what you have written. Rather than somebody else read our answer and identify mistake and we end up losing mark. We ourselves review, identify a mistake, or suddenly one new point we remember, we add that point, etc. It will add value in our answer. So I think your 10th standard, 12th standard teachers would have very clearly told you, you have to read your answer book, you have to revise, and you have to review that, and before handing over. Same thing. It is not done differently for the chartered accountancy examination. It is a competitive examination which we approach in very simple terms on first principles basis. As there is a mantra with these days, people say, no, think differently, act differently. Not required. You think properly, act normally, that itself is sufficient. In the name of thinking differently and acting differently, we end up doing abnormal things, unwanted things. Problem is only with us. Therefore, think normally, act properly, that is sufficient. You can do things properly, you can score very good marks in this examination. Now coming back to the preparation. Have separate notebooks for each subject. have not one all-purpose Jugalbandi notebook where I will write all subjects, etc. If you take it top down, it will be accounts. If you do it in the reverse direction, it will be auditing, etc. Have one notebook per subject. For theory subjects also, should I have a notebook? Yes. To note down important points. To practice writing. Those who are going to appear for examinations and are preparing for, say, for example, November examination or thereafter. Right? I'm not talking about those who are writing this thing. For those who are appearing for November, etc. Your writing speed and all you have to take care. So then what about May examination? It is assumed that you would already have taken care of your writing speed. 1 hour of writing habit every day in ruled notebook is a must. 1 hour of writing every day in ruled notebook. Or why ruled notebook? That is the way you are going to write in the examination. That is the way you are going to write. Should I do it? Can't I write it in unruled paper or what is that? One-side paper, computer stationery, 1950 diary and all that. Please note, a cricket player wanting to compete in a very competitive level in the main match will not practice with a rubber ball or will not practice with a tennis ball. He will be practicing with proper cricket ball, with proper gear, with fully padded up helmet and all that. That is the way he will be doing the net practice. Your net practice cannot be cancelled. If you have decided to do something, there is only one way of doing it. Do it properly. I repeat, if you have decided to do something, there is only one way of doing it. Do it properly. Otherwise, as they say in Tamil, no, yeno tano. We don't do any work on a yeno tano basis or on a hodgepodge basis. As simple as that. Do it in the best possible time. One notebook per subject. Keep on writing as regards theory paper is concerned. Keep on practicing. Keep on practicing. Daily, 5 problems in accounts, or 5 problems in costing, or 5 problems in tax. If possible, 5 problems in each, like that. So depending upon the time that you have, right? So practice regular, very important. Regularity in your practice. Once in a week, I will practice accounts, or once in a month, I will study auditing means anything out of sight, out of mind. We will be forgetting that very easily. So please do practice properly. The examination requirement. I know about all of us coming through the school, 8th standard, 10th standard, 12th standard, and all that. No, we have got very good marks in our school. And the same people, when we come to chartered accountant examination, we find things to be little bit, a little hot to handle. What is the reason for that? The examination is difficult? No. We have modified our approach in an unwanted manner. We will try to bring it back to the normal level. Early completion of syllabus, right? It's a very important aspect for your success in 10th standard and 12th standard examination. Early completion of syllabus. So don't wait till the last minute. Complete your syllabus early. November examination, if you are going to write, ensure that you complete all the syllabus by May of that particular year, right? So consequently, early completion of syllabus. Remember school, repeated practice test in the examination. Sir, we don't have opportunity like this in chartered accountancy examination. No problem. No problem. We have some mock test papers which are available in the website. Over and above that, you need not get reinforcement from external agency. You can be your own motivator. You can take up a book. You can take a past examination question. If it is for 10 marks, you can fix time and try to complete that answer within 15 minutes. You can monitor your own performance. You can monitor your own work. You need not be tested by any external agents, right? The course operates on, I would see these days, if you use the word discipline, it is considered as a very bad thing, which means you should always be disciplined and all. No, it should be normal. What is the role of a student? To study properly. What is the role of a professional student? It is all the more required of a professional student to study even more properly. Professional student, so you have to show professionalism when you study. So automatically you will be able to do your studies in a very, very effective manner. We might be facing a lot of problems during the course of our studies. Let us also face reality. Nobody is perfect. Nobody in this world has, I am free of all problems and all that. We have our own problems. On a particular day, physically or mentally, we are not okay. Fine, no problem. Take a break, relax, chill. But next day, please come back Whatever you have missed out on the earlier day, come back with vengeance and complete that portion. Don't delay any further. Because one small delay every day automatically will get accumulated to a big portion to be studied later on. Early completion of syllabus is a very, very, very vital requirement. Followed by multiple revisions. Very, very important aspect. What we read once, we will not be in a position to remember. Only when we read multiple times, we will be able to remember. Multiple times from different books, we will not be able to remember. We have all heard that story, no? We have all been heard that story. You should heard that proverb. You should dig deep. You should not dig wide. If you dig deep only, you will be able to get water. If you are digging for a well, you will be able to get knowledge. So dig deep. One book, read again and again. 4 to 5 times revision. You will be able to remember all the points properly. You will be able to meet the examination requirement. The clarity of your answer presentation comes out of confidence. I repeat, clarity of your answer presentation comes out of your confidence. Confidence comes out of memory. Confidence comes out of memory. Very simple. I am going to a new place versus I am going to a place which I have been regularly visiting for quite some time. Which will give me more confidence? The first one or the second one? The second one, obviously, because I have visited that place many times. That memory is there, no. So that gives me more confidence. I will be able to go to that place and present myself with lot of confidence. Same thing for your examination answer paper also. Clarity that comes out of confidence. Confidence comes out of memory. Memory comes out of multiple revisions. Memory comes out of multiple revisions. Multiple revisions are possible only when the preparation is over at an early date. If preparation itself takes longer time duration, multiple revisions are not possible. Consequently, we will not be able to meet the examination requirement. So take care of the first aspect, automatically things will fall in place. Take past examination question papers and you will have an idea about what is the type of questioning in the examination, right? So based on that, you do your, this is not for the purpose of guessing what will come in this examination. No, not for that purpose. For the purpose of getting used to question papers, right? For the purpose of getting used to question papers. And during the course of your preparation, you will have a lot of other activities also. Those who are doing articleship will have office to attend. Those who are doing those who are pursuing other activities, you might have other work to take care of. In spite of all that, you should plan for at least 5 hours of studies towards chartered accountancy examination every day. 5 hours of studies. Small work, but on systematic basis, regularly, if you do it, you will be able to remember or I will be able to spend the time that is required and practice properly and do it properly. The examination. 2 things are important for your examination preparation: quality of time and quantity of time. I repeat, quality of time and quantity of time. Quality of time is the extent of concentration that you are having, the level of calmness that you have, and the ability to absorb whatever you have studied. That is quality. Quantity of time, I will read only for 1 hour per day. Not possible, sir. You will not be able to complete the syllabus and you will be trying to cover little bit of everything without any specific knowledge gaining in any area. Therefore, quality of time, quantity of time. Take care of both the aspects as far as the exam preparation is concerned. To use ruled notebooks for your exam preparation. Take care of your writing speed, a very, very important requirement. There may be situations where people are not able to complete the answers properly and then they complain, hey, I have done properly only, but see, question paper is lengthy. Question paper is not lengthy. We need to plan our time. We need to improve our writing speed. So take care of the writing speed aspect also. And most importantly, feel confident in your approach. If you have any doubts during the course of your preparation, you have a lot of mechanisms by which you can get it clarified. You have classes organized by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India along with various branches. special rapid revision classes, etc. There may be board of study faculty members, etc. available. You can get your doubts clarified through email or something like that. There are so many opportunities to learn, and we have to utilize these opportunities and ensure that our learning is complete. And when we do the preparation, different people have different absorption skills. We should recognize that aspect also. I am not well versed in all this English language and all that. No problem. It will take 2 more readings for us to get used to it. As simple as that. I have great respect for my mother tongue. I'm very clear and I'm very sincere about it. My respect for my mother tongue is not by proving that to somebody else. My respect for my mother tongue is always there. But I know English is the language of business. I have to write my examinations only in English language. There is no point in complaining about it, English and all very tough and all that. Let me face that challenge and read it 2 or 3 more times so that I will be able to remember that point properly. So I plan my time such that I will be able to spend extra time and cover that aspect. Multiple readings will certainly lead to better clarity. Please take care of the multiple readings part. Again and again, I am putting this point before you, right? So take care of the multiple readings. And when you take up the examination, you have to plan. You all know the examination time, and when you have that examination timing between when you have that examination time in the afternoon, it is our responsibility not to have any afternoon nap. Our body should be well tuned in order to meet the examination requirement. So no afternoon nap. You should be having your best concentration at that point of time. Ensure that you plan your body clock and do it properly. Have adequate rest. These days, it's a very important matter which has to be conveyed to students very particularly. Not just to students, has to be conveyed to everybody almost. Have adequate rest. 7 to 8 hours of undisturbed sleep is a must, so that you will be able to do your other activities with lot of concentration on the following day. 7 to 8 hours of undisturbed sleep. Ensure that you have adequate sleep. You concentrate on all your activities, not just chartered accountancy alone, not just on your studies alone. If you have a talent for so many other things around you, identify that talent and nurture that and do that also properly. Whatever hobbies you have, whatever passion you have, no, please pursue that. It is not to be CA examination, I should pack everything off and thereafter concentrate only on the examination. No, it is not like that. We are capable of handling everything properly, provided we put our mind to it. It is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. So it is only how we are able to put our mind. Are we going to complain about small things? Or are we going to look at the larger perspective and then look at how I am going to meet this requirement? I have very clearly told you what is the answer expectation in the examination. That is how I have started. If I have to get there, I have to write that type of an answer. What should be the sort of preparation that I should do? Each of us are intelligent enough to understand what are our own individual strengths as well as weaknesses. Those areas where we are stronger, we will not spend much time because already we have reasonable strength. We will spend adequate time, but not more time. In those areas where we are weak, we'll have to spend that extra time so that we gain strength in that area also. It's a simple matter, individual planning by each of you and proper implementation. Proper implementation. Don't go by what your other friends are telling you, what X is preparing or what Y is preparing, what I or me is preparing. That is what is required for the examination. The examination is not group effort. 2 or 3 people together pass on examination. No, it is individual effort. Individual effort where we are supported by God's grace, our parents' prayers, our teachers' blessings, etc. in the form of good material available, good reading environment, whatever we need, availability of time to study, good health. All these are blessings really. So all these taken together, we will be able to spend our time in a very fruitful manner. We will be able to prepare properly. When you do the preparation, have a very calm mind. If you are having a significant traveling time, I need to travel 1 hour in train or 1 hour in bus, right? Not by riding any motorbike or something like that. I need to travel and somebody else will drive. I need to travel for an hour. Have a textbook with you. Use that time for going through or revising important points in that textbook. Any textbook for that matter. If it is theory, it will be all the more better. So it will be facilitating quick revision. In office, 100% we are not, let us be very frank about it. 100% we are not doing the work at all points of time. We have our own time to relax, chill, cool, etc. If we have 15 minutes time, if we have 10 minutes time, please have a book with you, revise quickly 2 or 3 pages. But in 10 minutes, what I can do, in 15 minutes, what I can do. If I had got 1 hour, I would have done something, right? A person who is able to use 10 minutes properly, that person only will be able to use 6 times 10 minutes, 1 hour. He will be able to use that time also properly. A person who does not know how to use 10 minutes properly, even if you give him 1 hour, he will not be doing that work properly in that 1 hour. So it is a matter of how we are utilizing our time. Our time is our asset. There are so many other courses, right? Medicine, engineering, so many other courses where there is a lot of monetary investment required to get into college or to pursue these studies, etc. Lot of monetary investment is required. Here in chartered accountancy course, money investment is not the issue. Time investment is the issue. You have to invest your time. And we all know, we are all students of finance. You would have studied something called the time value of money. You would have got something called the time value of money. You would have learned that, right? So let us look at a very simple example around us. Cinema stars, politicians, cricket players, right? Cinema stars and the cricket players, I don't have anything personally against them. Cinema stars and the cricket players, they have a lot of attention. They make good money. They make very good money, right? Their remuneration is not in small numbers. They have good money, right? Tournaments like IPL, etc. Their remuneration is very good. What is the reason? There is so many viewing public. So many people are ready to spend their time and watch this tournament so that there is a lot of viewership. Consequently, there is a lot of advertisement revenue involved, a lot of money flow is involved in that tournament. So obviously the players demand or players attract a lot of money value. Wherever time is spent, wherever there is so many people who are ready to spend their time, same thing for a cinema star. First day, first show, people are ready to spend their time, not just first day, first show. So throughout various time periods, they are ready to spend their time. So if other people spend their time on a cinema star or on a cricket player, the value of that star or that player increases. What is the moral of the story? Time is equivalent to money. Time spent on another person's affairs increases the other person's value. Same principle I have to borrow. If time is spent on my own affairs, my value will increase. So let me look at the time and let us utilize the time as effectively as possible so that even 5 minutes, even 10 minutes, whatever little time we have, let us use it very productively towards our examination. Plan your day properly, what you are going to do today. Have your own relaxation time. Absolutely no second thoughts on it. For which means I should be totally off from all this social media and all that. You have time for all that, but not at the cost of your learning. Which is priority? Learning is priority. So learning comes first. Everything else comes second. What you read today, next day immediately you have to revise. We all see construction business, construction activity. Today a wall is constructed. What is the first activity performed on the following day? We throw water in that wall which has been constructed on the previous day, so that the bonding of the cement and bricks, no, that becomes pakka, right? Immediately next day, this is the activity. Same thing. Whatever you have studied today, immediately on the next day you have to do a quick revision so that the bonding will be pakka. Small things around us. We learn from so many things. Let us utilize all this in the best possible. Let us be vibrant. Let us use all these small learnings in the best possible manner. Do our work towards the chartered accountancy examination in a calm manner, in a relaxed manner. Please note, relaxed does not mean being casual. I will do my job with utmost sincerity. I will do it with a focus, but I will not be unduly perturbed, or I will not be tense about having to complete something at a early date. I plan for completing the syllabus, say by 15th of May. Fine. I have not been able to complete May, and no problem. Correspondingly, I will revisit all my revision time and do it accordingly. Try to speed up what I have lost in one area. I'll try to speed it up in another area, so that overall I will be able to complete the work the best possible time. Right? So each of us are capable of handling our own affairs. What I have pointed out is only a few segments of how you should go about your preparation. And CA examination is no different from what we have done in 10th standard and 12th standard. Only thing we have got to be a little bit focused, be very clear about what is the output expectation. Plan your time effectively, ensure that you come out successful in the examination. Once you start doing your activities properly, God's grace, is kindled through our parents' prayers and our teachers' blessings, all this will come and fall in place. You will be able to do your job with in the best possible manner, with good physical and mental energy. Once again, I thank you all for your patient hearing. I also thank the Salem Sicasa for giving me this nice opportunity to share a few thoughts. Thanks.
Sir, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, sir. First of all, very much thank you for accepting our invitation in a very short span of time, sir. So we thought that we would like to have a session on examination, as our Sicasa chairperson already told. எங்களுக்கு கண் முன்னாடி வந்து முதல் சாய்ஸ் வந்து நீங்க தான் சார். ஏன்னா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு வந்து அவ்வளோ அழகா வந்து சார் அது அட்வைஸ் மாதிரி இல்லை சார், ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்ட்லி டாக் மாதிரி வந்து ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருந்தது சார். பிகாஸ் just now students got results for final and foundation, sir. They are very much eagerly waiting to get intermediate results. ரொம்ப டென்ஷனா நிறைய பேர் இருந்தாங்க சார். அதே மாதிரி ரிசல்ட் வந்த உடனே அடுத்த ஒரு 2.5 monthsல வந்து they are in very much confusing how to make the next attempt அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு வந்து நீங்க நிறைய இன்புட்ஸ் வந்து கொடுத்துருக்கீங்க. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot. Madam, sir, complete பண்ணிட்டார்.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. Dear friends, after having the wonderful and fruitful session from our great Saravana Prasad sir regarding how to crack CA examination, the need of the hour, because many of you are awaiting your intermediate results that will be released in a couple of days or maximum அடுத்த வாரத்துக்குள்ள நமக்கு வந்துரும். So much of questions in your mind that whether we will proceed the next attempt in a single group or both groups, how can we prepare, how do we utilize the very short time for a good preparation and all. சார் அதுக்கு ரொம்ப அழகா எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன் எல்லாமே கொடுத்திருந்தாரு. So thanks a lot. Now we'll move to our students presentation. Technical session number 3, evolution of cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency recently ரொம்ப அதிகமா பேசப்படக்கூடிய ஒரு வார்த்தை. In the latest budget also, the finance bill submitted by the Union Finance Minister on 1st of February itself, cryptocurrency-க்கு டாக்ஸ் இருக்கு அப்படிங்கிற நிறைய விஷயங்கள்லாம் அவங்க சொன்னாங்க. நிறைய ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் கேட்கிற கேள்வி, சார் அதுக்கு டாக்ஸ் இருக்கு டாக்ஸ் இல்லைங்கிறதெல்லாம் செகண்டரி. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் வாட் இஸ் கிரிப்டோ கரன்சி? எங்களுக்கு அந்த பேசிக் ஐட்டம்லயே நிறைய டவுட்ஸ் இருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறதுக்காக தான் we are having this session, evolution of cryptocurrency. இந்த கிரிப்டோ கரன்சி அப்படிங்கிற டிஜிட்டல் கரன்சி ஸ்டார்ட் அப் பாயிண்ட் அது எப்படி ஸ்டார்ட் ஆச்சு, இந்தியால அதனோட ரூல் என்ன, அதனுடைய எவல்யூஷன் என்ன அப்படிங்கறத ரொம்ப அழகா எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றதுக்காக we have Miss and Miss Msme, a very challenging topic, cryptocurrency. All the best guys, all the best. So already உங்களுடைய presentation ரொம்ப ராக்கிங்கா இருந்தது orientationல. Today also we are expecting a wonderful presentation from your side. All the best. Take the session. You can share your screen. Yeah, my screen is visible.
Okay, sir. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to quickly introduce myself and my teammate, Msme. On behalf of ICA Salem branch, I would like to welcome you all. Okay, quickly, let's jump into our topic. Cryptocurrency. The word crypto means hidden or secret. The word currency means money. It is a type of digital currency that generally exists electronically. Bitcoin and most other cryptocurrencies are supported by technology known as blockchain, which maintains a tamper-resistant record of transactions and keeps track of who owns what. Public blockchains are usually decentralized, which means they operate without a central authority such as bank or government. Individual unit of cryptocurrencies comes from the cryptographic process that developers have put in place to guard against fraud. These innovations addressed a problem faced by previous efforts to create purely digital currencies: how to prevent people from making copies of their holdings and attempting to spend them twice. Individual unit of cryptocurrencies can be referred to as tokens, depending on how they are used. Some are intended to be units of exchange for goods and services. If you are thinking about paying with cryptocurrency, know that it is different from paying with a credit card or traditional payment method. Cryptocurrency payments do not come with legal protection. Cryptocurrency payments typically are not reversible. Many investors like to trade cryptocurrency because it is an extremely violatable asset. If you can time the market right, trading crypto can give you much higher returns than traditional investment. Cryptocurrency traders have one of these two goals: to accumulate Bitcoin or other crypto for exchange, to make profit in USD. Cryptocurrency can be classified into different categories. Different types of cryptocurrencies generally fall into one of two categories: coins, which can include Bitcoin and altcoin; tokens, which are programmable assets that live within the blockchain of given platform. Simply, coin means it owns blockchain, and token means that lives in the blockchain. Here is Ms. Tasneem to share the evolution of cryptocurrency. Over to Tasneem.
Evolution of cryptocurrency. First of all, how has cryptocurrency changed the world? Blockchain, the technology behind crypto, runs on a peer-to-peer network. The cryptocurrency transactions are recorded instantly on every user's computer. This creates multiple identical records which cannot be altered. Every transaction becomes public. They can follow the progress of their transaction from anywhere in the world. How does cryptocurrency impact the society? Cryptocurrency provides many incentives for entrepreneurs across the globe. It has made it easier for them to reach international markets rather than sticking to national markets. Since the beginning of Bitcoin in 2009, the implementation of the cryptocurrency has been very apparent to the public. The new form of currency has established itself as a popular and viable source of currency across the world because of its autonomy and convenient nature. Different forms of cryptocurrency were invented to serve as an alternative source of currency. As of January 2020, there are more than 2,000 cryptocurrencies that exist. Adding on to that, nearly 36.5 million in the US own or invest in some type of currency. Cryptocurrencies such as bitcoins are entertained because they provide a fresh and digital based type of currency. These sites don't utilize a third party to interact with transactions. This allows transactions to go directly from the buyer to the seller. Bitcoin has also been uploaded for many of its benefits, such as low transaction fees and faster processing. This is why there have been hundreds of billions of dollars flowing into the new form of currency. Blockchain, the technology behind cryptocurrency, has also finally taken a step towards the mainstream. The currency has always been evolving throughout human history. As the exchange of goods and services became more complex, the currency evolved accordingly to address these complexities. As the physical dimension of currency changed from gold and silver to metal coins and then eventually to paper money, its legal dimension changed as well. From being just metal to the official currency with the seal of the ruler or state, thus giving it the legal authenticity. With the revolution of internet, the evolution of currency was inevitable. Bitcoin, the first successful cryptocurrency, was the manifestation of evolution in the physical dimension of the currency. Currently, there are more than 2,100 cryptocurrencies with a market capitalization of $230 billion are in existence. However, the evolution of cryptocurrency on the legal side has not kept pace as it has been banned by numerous countries, while others are struggling to understand and formulate policies. At present, the USA, UK, South Africa, Australia, India, Japan, Pakistan, and Germany has made crypto a legal one, whereas Canada and Iran has made it partially legal. On the other hand, in the countries like China, Nepal, Egypt, Bolivia, and Morocco, crypto is illegal. Cryptocurrency in India, the past, present, and uncertain future. No one knows exactly when, but the government is expected to ban all private cryptocurrency in India and simultaneously announce a digital currency sometime but soon. This despite numerous appeals from the industry and a failed attempt by the Reserve Bank of India at sneaking in a ban in 2018 by preventing banks from touching crypto. Last March, the Supreme Court ruled this ban as unconstitutional. To understand the ongoing controversy over cryptocurrency in India, we need to examine how we got here. In the year 2008, a paper titled Bitcoin, a peer to peer electronic cash system, is published by an unknown developer by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. In 2010, the first sale of an item using Bitcoin took place, with a customer swapping 10,000 Bitcoin for pizzas. This attached the cash value to the cryptocurrency for the first time. On 2011, other cryptocurrencies also began to emerge. Bitcoin became subject to a controversy over claims as it is being used on the dark web to pay for guns and drugs. From the year 2012 to 2017, cryptocurrency steadily gained its significance. The price of Bitcoin shot up from around $5 at the start of 2012 to almost $1,000 at the end of 2017. The period also sees cryptocurrency exchanges mushroom in India, including Zeppay, CoinSecure, UnoCoin, CoinEx, and PocketBits. It was also perfectly bookended by two RBI press releases on cryptocurrencies. The first one, dated December 24th, 2013, says virtual currencies are not backed by a central bank and their value isn't underpinned by an asset. Thus, it is a matter of speculation. The second, dated February 1st, 2017, repeated the same concerns. It is thus safe to assume that the crypto boom that followed 2016's demonetization was an unintended consequence of that particular experiment. The emphasis on digital payments led to a search for alternatives to traditional online banking and drew techie customers to cryptocurrency exchanges. From October to November 2017, two public interest litigations were filed in the Supreme Court, one asking it to ban buying and selling of cryptocurrencies in India, the other asking them to be regulated. In November, the government formed a committee to study issues around virtual currencies and propose actions. On December 2017, the RBI and the Ministry of Finance issued statements on cryptocurrencies. The ministry compared them to Ponzi schemes. On April 6, 2018, suddenly everything got changed. The RBI issued a circular preventing commercial, cooperative payments, small finance banks, NBFCs, and payment system providers from dealing in virtual currencies and providing services to all entities which deal with them. Crypto exchanges unable to access banking services in India find their business crippled overnight. Trading volumes fall by 99%, and by August 2018, about 95% of jobs vanish. On May 15, 2018, it faced a survival threat from the writ petition filed by several exchanges in the Supreme Court. On July 2019, the committee submits its report recommending a ban on private cryptocurrencies in India. On March 4, 2020, the Supreme Court strikes down RBI's banking ban on crypto, terming the April 6 circular unconstitutional. One of the Supreme Court's reasons for overturning the ban is that cryptocurrencies are unregulated but not illegal in India. A decaying crypto market was jolted back to life. Exchanges see a sharp increase in interest as the Supreme Court ruling did coincide with a crypto boom. The price of Bitcoin jumps more than 700% between April 2020 and February 2021. However, rumors of impending ban persist. On Jan 2021, the government says it will introduce a bill to create a sovereign digital currency and simultaneously ban all private cryptocurrencies. The recently revived industry realizes it faces a second survival threat. This is all about the evolution and current scenario in the world of cryptocurrency. Let me ask Msme to make a deep analysis on how the future of crypto is expected to be.
Here comes the question, is there any future for the crypto in India? According to our budget 2022 tax on crypto, India will not outlaw digital assets. Instead, it will tax them. Last year, there were allegations that the government was considering outlawing all types of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Shiba. India does not have a law to control them till the end of January. Government says the bill seeks to prohibit all private cryptocurrencies in India while allowing for certain exemptions. So, how do we define public versus private cryptocurrency in legal terms? Anything is not issued by the government is said to be private, but in practical, all are public. See why. Public cryptocurrencies operates in open blockchain so that we can able to see the ledgers and their transactions are linkable and traceable. For instance, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, etc. on the other hand are private cryptocurrencies which are not linkable, traceable, and ledgers are also not available. It is done in order to ensure the privacy of the user, for instance. But our finance minister, Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, has stated that digital assets will be taxed at a rate of 30% on the beginning of February 1, 2022. A 30% tax on all digital assets, which includes everything from crypto to NFTs, with no exemption. What type of tax is this? It's a tax on income or assets transfer. So, if you make money by investing in crypto, or if you transfer the assets to another person, you should pay a 30% tax. For investors, this is both good and bad news. It's terrible since it will be taxed at 30%, but it will be good because the assets won't be outlawed. This is a hint that India will regulate cryptocurrency rather than totally ban it. Digital rupee. Soon, India will launch its very own cryptocurrency. RBI will issue the new financial year 2022 to 2023. So, we'll have an Indian rupee on an Indian blockchain. How many countries have this? It is so far 9. And India wants to be the list of 9 countries. And this would mean fundamental changes in the Indian financial system. Analysis estimate that global cryptocurrency market will more than triple by 2030, hitting a valuation of nearly $5 billion. Whether they want to buy it or not, investors, business, and brands cannot ignore the rising tide of crypto for long. But cryptocurrency cannot seem to escape the paradise anyway. Over to Tasmin to share the advantages of crypto.
So here to start with advantages of crypto. First, self-governed and managed. Governance and maintenance of any currency is also a serious factor for its development. The cryptocurrency transactions are stored by miners on their hardware, for which they receive transaction fee as a reward. Since the miners have acquired it, they keep transaction records accurate and up to date, keeping the integrity of the cryptocurrency and the records decentralized. No inflation. As there are no political forces or corporations to order any further change in the count of crypto coins, there can be no inflation in future. Also, it's a decentralized system, so this system operates beyond any of the boundaries. And the coins cannot be faked, copied, or spent twice. A major pro of cryptocurrency is that they are decentralized. The decentralized system helps to keep the currency free so that no organization can determine the flow and worth of the coin. This will keep it stable and secure, unlike fiat currencies, which are controlled by the government. Cost effective mode of transaction. Using crypto, Using cryptocurrencies, one can transact across any borders. The transaction fee paid by an user is reduced to negligible or zero amount. It does so by eliminating the need of third parties like PayPal to verify a transaction. Compared to traditional banking methods, it is quite easy to transact through this system as it takes just a couple of minutes to make transfers. Secured system. Bitcoin stores the history of transactions in a form called blockchains. So whenever a company publicly uses its Bitcoin address, any person can check the number of coins owned by it. The blockchain ledger depends on different mathematical puzzles which are hard to decode. It makes cryptocurrency safer than any other electronic transactions. It really does enhances the transparency of the system and ensures its reliability. Despite all these advantages, there exist some disadvantages as well, which are now to be addressed by Msme. Over to you, Msme.
Disadvantages of crypto. Payments are not irreversible. Cryptocurrencies are not accepted everywhere and have limited value elsewhere. There is a concern that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are not rooted in many material goods. Some research, however, has identified that the cost of producing Bitcoin, which requires an increasingly large amount of energy, which is directly related to its market price. Illegal transaction. Since the privacy and security of cryptocurrency transactions are high, it's hard for the government to trace down any user by their wallet address or keep tabs on their data. Bitcoin has been used as a mode of exchanging money during illegal deals in the past, like buying drugs on the dark web. It has also been used by some people to convert their acquired properties into a hive source through a clean intermediary. The almost hidden nature of cryptocurrency transactions makes them easy to be the focus of illegal activities such as money laundering, tax evasion, and possibly even terror financing. Risk of data loss. There is a possibility to lose our virtual wallet and our currency may get deleted. There prevails also a risk of theft from several websites. If any user loses the private key to their respective wallet, there is no chance of getting it back. The wallet will remain locked away along with the number of coins inside it. It might incur heavy loss to the user. Power lies in few hands. Although cryptocurrencies are unknown for their future of being decentralized, the flow and amount of some currencies within the market are still controlled by their own creators and some organizations. These holders can manipulate the swings in the price of the coin. Even hugely traded coins are all of risk of these manipulation, like Bitcoin, whose value doubled several times in 2017. Non-refund or cancellation. If there is a dispute between concerned party or if someone mistakenly sends funds to wrong person, then the amount cannot be retrieved by the sender. It might be utilized by many to cheat others out of their money. High consumption of energy. Mining cryptocurrencies require plenty of computational power of electricity input, making it highly energy intensive. The main culprit during this is often Bitcoin. Mining Bitcoin requires advanced computers and plenty of energy. One cannot do it in ordinary computers. Major Bitcoin miners are in countries like China that use coal to produce electricity. It has increased China's carbon footprint tremendously. Over to Tasneem to discuss about the benefit of the developing economies.
How cryptocurrencies can benefit developing economies. A recent PwC report says it is highly probable that the future of money in India will be a mix of centralized, decentralized, account-based, and token-based models. This would take the form of central bank digital currencies, stablecoins, and cryptocurrencies coexisting alongside traditional digital and physical currencies. Cryptocurrencies will not only support India's financial inclusion goal, but also lower the cost of processing transactions, make the world less dependent on cash, and increase the mobility of money across the globe. For more than a decade, India has consistently been among the world's largest recipient of remittances. As remittances often involve high fees and long waiting times for fund transfers, the operating model has key implication for developing countries like India. With the benefits mentioned, cryptocurrencies offer a viable solution to make global remittances cheaper and safer. May I to continue with?
Last but not least, the conclusion. Though cryptocurrency is not as familiar to all people, it can change the future Indian economy. India has not legalized crypto. At the same time, it has not illegalized also. The act which takes place here is banking ban. That means Cryptocurrency is not regulated by RBI. Cryptocurrency has been legalized by other well-developed nations. Why this takes place? This takes place because they can predict the future. Now, at present scenario, India has also taken an action by imposing 30% tax on cryptocurrency. On Indian government gets benefited by this act. So, we would like to conclude that as the analysis estimate, the global cryptocurrency market will be more than triple by 2030, hitting a valuation of $5 billion. At this juncture, I would like to thank Salem Sicasa for giving us the golden opportunity. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mayami and Tasneem. Stop Sharma. Yeah, thanks a lot for Mayami and Tasneem, and also your teammates, those who were very much giving their involvement in preparation of these slides. As we already discussed such a complicated topic, such a new topic also, இப்ப இந்த டாக்ஸேஷன் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் மாறும்போதே நிறைய பேர் கேட்ட கேள்வி வந்து கிரிப்டோ கரன்சியோட ஃபண்டமெண்டல்ஸ் என்ன அப்படிங்கிறது தான் ரொம்ப அழகா எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணீங்க. பிகாஸ் அட் திஸ் ஸ்டேஜ் அட் ஸ்டடிங் சிஏ இன்டர்மீடியேட் லெவல் இவ்வளவு அழகா ஒரு சேலஞ்சிங்கான டாபிக் எடுத்து ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்றதுங்கிறது ரியலி கிரேட் திங். ஸோ வெரி மச் கங்க்ராச்சுலேட் டு யூ அண்ட் யுவர் டீம். தேங்க்யூ. தேங்க்ஸ் அலாட். Now we are, yeah, thank you. Now we are going to have the last technical session. The topic is Atmanirbhar Bharat. It's a scheme announced by central government some years back. நிறைய பேருக்கு வந்து இந்த டேர்ம் பார்த்து உள்ள என்ன இருக்கு அப்படிங்கறத ப்ராப்பரா புரிஞ்சுக்க முடியாது. We have two excellent speakers, Sarath Chandran and Haripriya. They are ready to present on the topic Atmanirbhar Bharat. Over to you guys. Sarath Chandran and Haripriya.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Sarath. Yes, you are audible. யாரு ஷேர் ஸ்கிரீன் பண்றீங்க?
Me, sir.
Yeah, it's visible, Sarath.
Okay, sir.
Proceed. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Good evening to all. First of all, thanks for giving the golden opportunity to speak in Sicasa's Golden Jubilee celebration. Before I enter into topic, I would like to say something here. What challenges we have faced in 2 years? Definitely, we all know about that. Of course, it is COVID-19. When it was entering in our country, not only people lost their health, but some are lost their business and some are lost their job. So, due to COVID-19, Indian economy is so affected. Okay, now, why do I tell you about this? Because this is related to my topic. Atmanirbhar Bharat. Presented by myself, S. Sarath Chandran and E. Haripriya. Before we discuss about Atmanirbhar Bharat, first we have to know about what is Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat is an Indian name, which translated to English is Self-Reliant India. Self-reliant means self-dependent. For example, our parents always told like this: we must depend on ourselves when we are grown up. Like that, our India wants to grown up, then it must depend on itself. It does not mean cutting off India from the world. It's called self-centered system. But self-reliant India is concerned for the whole world's happiness, cooperation, and peace. Atmanirbhar Abhiyan is launched by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi 31st May 2020 with economic 20 lakh crore, percentage of our country. Aim of this campaign is citizen, independent and self-reliant in all senses. Okay, we all know about what is Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now we will discuss about why it launched. The very first reason is COVID-19. I already told that in beginning, many people lost their business and their job. So this campaign is to start for aid our country out of COVID-19 by making us self-reliant. And the next reason is dependent on other countries. We notice that many products are made in China, made in Japan, and made in Germany, etc., etc. Very few products we notice that made in India. It means what? Many sectors are dependent on other countries. So our government launched this Atmanirbhar Bharat to dependent on ourselves. So mainly this campaign helps to MSME to promote new products, and it will compete in global level. Now we all know about why it launched. Next, we will know about 5 pillars of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The India standing on 5 pillars. What are they? Economy, infrastructure, system, demography, demand. How it will affect? Let's see. Quantum jump, not incremental changes. That is economy. In infrastructure, ones that represent modern India are in our imagination. In system, technology driven in 21st century version, not an olden version. Demography, vibrant democracy of our large democracy, it will help to self-reliant India. In demand, we are utilizing full power of demand and supply chain. Now, next we will see about 5 tranches of Atmanirbhar Bharat. In first tranche for MSME, employee and taxpayers with the amount of 5,94,550 crore. In second tranche for migrants and farmers with the amount of rupees 3,10,000 crore. In third tranche, agriculture and allied sector with the amount of rupees 1,50,000 crore. In fourth tranche, the reform for the 8 sectors like coal, minerals, aviation, defense, space, atomic energy, and social infrastructure. And in fifth tranche, ease of doing business, health, and education. Combination of fourth and fifth tranche is with the amount is 48,100 crore. Earlier measure like PMGKP, it means with the amount of rupees 1,92,800, and RBI measures with the amount of rupees 8,0603 crore. In total, our government spends for this campaign is 20,97,053 crore. Under these tranches, there are many schemes are there, but if I go like this, then this will take longer time to finish. So next topic is Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan 2.0 and 3.0 will explain by Haripriya.
Thank you, Sharat. Good evening to all. My name is Haripriya. I am hereby to speak about Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan 2.0. Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan 2.0 was announced on the date of 12th October 2020. Under Atmanirbhar Abhiyan 2.0, some schemes and funds are provided by the government. There are SBI Utsav cards. SBI Utsav cards were distributed, and it is a card which looks like a debit card or credit card. It is also preloaded with the amount of rupees 10,000 in form for the purpose to claim as a special festival advance. Under the scheme, rupees 3,621 crores was sanctioned to 11 states for the purpose of interest-free loan for capital expenditure. Next, LTC Voucher Schemes. Next one, Atmanirbhar Abhiyan 3.0. It was also announced by our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on the same date, 12th October 2020. The main objective of the scheme is increase employment opportunities, tax relief in the housing sector. First one, launch of Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana for the creation of new employee opportunities. Second one, rupees 1.46 lakh crores for Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan Manufacturing PLI, production linked incentives for 10 champion sectors. An additional outlay of rupees 18,000 crore provided for PMAY Urban Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Fourth, PSE, Public Sector Enterprises to support infrastructure and constructions. Rupees 65,000 crore for subsidized fertilizers for helping 140 million farmers. And next topic is significance of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. First one, turning a crisis into an opportunity. Turning a crisis into an opportunity gave the example that the production of PPE kits and N95 masks in India has gone up from almost being negligible to 2 lakh each daily. Second one, remaking that self-reliance is the only way out of India. The Prime Minister quoted from our scriptures, Esha Bandha, that is self-sufficient India. Third one, self-reliance will make globalization human-centric. The definition of self-reliance has changed this globalized world, and it is different from being self-centered. India's fundamental thinking and tradition of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam provides a ray of hope to the world. Next topic is criticism. Criticism. First point is need to spend more. Several economists suggest that the government needs to spend much more to prevent an economic contraction. Higher public spending will come at the cost of higher levels of fiscal deficits and higher inflations. But a growth contraction will cause even worse outcomes in the form of widespread economic ruin. Second point is credit easing will not work immediately. Direct expenditure by a government, such as direct benefit transfer or by constructions, will mean that money reaches the people. But credit easing by the RBI is not direct government expenditure, and banks will be hesitant to lend the money available with them. Third one is modest MSME package. According to opposition leaders, the MSME package was modest and the measures were skewed in favor of the larger ones. Moreover, the unorganized sector were not catered to. Last, the philosophy of self-reliance. India, like more countries, has been following the principles of globalization since the LPG reforms in 1991. Even though the globalized world shrank into isolated countries in the COVID-19 period, it is yet to be seen if self-reliance can be adopted as a viable economic policy by a country like India post-COVID. And next topic is positives. First one, give a strong supply side. The strategy of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan seems to give a strong supply side push by boosting the availability of capital on easy terms and through supporting agriculture and business sectors. Second one, the demand side stimulus via deficit financing is not considered for the time being, but it cannot be denied that There is a desperate need for demand stimulus. Now, people's purchasing power needs to be increased and demand for industrial products and services must be created. Income support to migrant workers and the urban poor is also an immediate concern. And the next topic is other major decisions taken under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The first one is labor sector reforms. It is essentially means taking steps in increasing production, productivity, and employment opportunities in economy that the interests of workers are not compromised. Second one, agriculture marketing reforms to provide choices to farmers. To provide marketing choices to farmers, a central law will be formulated to provide a framework for e-trading of agricultural produce and barrier-free interstate trade. Third one, coal sector reforms. India is stepping on gas today to lay a strong base for energy security in country while providing large-scale employment and a huge opportunity for investment in coal sectors. Fourth, self-reliance in defense production. In order to promote self-reliance in defense production, the government has announced under Atmanirbhar Abhiyan. Though the steps are in right direction, there are long overdue reforms to make India truly self-reliant. Fifth one is aircraft and airspace sector. Tax regime for MRO. MRO means maintenance, repairs, and overhead. Ecosystem has been rationalized. Under Atmanirbhar Abhiyan scheme, the maintenance cost for airline will come down. And last but not least, conclusion. Our development indicates the development of our nation country. So we should try our best for developing ourselves. The government can only launch a new scheme, but it is our duty to bring it into action. Atmanirbhar Bharat has been called by some as repackaged version or revival of Make in India movement using new taglines such as vocal for local, local for global, brain drain to brain gain. If implemented effectively, it can help achieve the dream of India being economically stable, technologically superior, self-reliant in its needs. Really, it is a very good scheme and we should support it. Thank you. Thank you for giving this good opportunity.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Haripriya and Sarath. So we already have an evaluation about this. Seriously, somebody told that it's a very boring topic. You people were very much interestingly presented this topic. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for accepting our invitation in a very short span of time, Sarath and Haripriya, and also thank to all your teammates, those who are giving their participation in preparing this PowerPoint and points. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, dear friends. Almost the 2 days events of our annual seminar comes to an end. So, எல்லாருக்குமே ரொம்ப short span of time. We know that it's a very much hectic schedule. Tax audit time, GST ஓட அதோட due dates, monthly return time, நேற்று முந்தானேத்து எல்லாருமே. So, நிறைய students வந்து join பண்றது ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். That's why we are planning by organizing this event through Zoom and also in YouTube. So, YouTubeல இந்த செஷன் எப்பவுமே அவைலபிளா இருக்கும். எஸ்பெஷலி நேற்று டாக்டர் முத்துக்குமரன் சார் சொன்ன ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் ஆகட்டும், இன்னைக்கு அவர் சிஏ சரவண பிரசாத் சார் சொன்ன ஹவு டு கிராக் சிஏ எக்ஸாமினேஷனா இருக்கட்டும், ரெண்டு செஷனுமே எப்பவுமே நமக்கு யூடியூப்ல அவைலபிளா இருக்கும். ஸோ we request on behalf of Salem Sicasa, you kindly utilize the opportunity of listening these two important sessions and also the presentations given by our eminent students. So we also request all the students இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஃபோரம்ல வந்து பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்றதுக்கு, பேப்பர் ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்றதுக்கு உங்களை நீங்க தயார்படுத்திக்கோங்க. ஸோ பெஸ்ட் விஷஸ் ஃபார் ஆல் யுவர் ஃபியூச்சர் என்டீவர்ஸ், ஆல் த பெஸ்ட் ஃபார் யுவர் ரிசல்ட்ஸ். நீங்க என்ன ஃபோரம்ல என்ன ஸ்கீம்ல பிறந்தாலும் சரி, அடுத்து வரப்போற ரிசல்ட்ஸ்க்கு வெரி மச் பிளெஸிங்ஸ் அண்ட் பெஸ்ட் விஷஸ் ஃப்ரம் சேலம் சிகாசா. பார்கவி மேம்.
ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாரும் ரொம்ப நல்லா பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணீங்க அண்ட் ரெண்டு பேரோட பிரசன்டேஷனும் ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது அண்ட் மை பெஸ்ட் விஷஸ் டு ஆல் ஆஃப் யூ ஃபார் யுவர் அப்கமிங் ரிசல்ட்ஸ். தேங்க்யூ.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am. So for the last 1 year, whatever the programs organized by Salem Sicasa, especially for the last 3 years, so pandemic we are planning so many virtual events. Students conference, youth fest, we are organizing through this virtual mode. So each and every students who are giving their participation, office commitments, busy schedules, ஒரு event announce பண்ணும்போது நீங்க உங்களுடைய டைமை எங்களுக்காக யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ணி கொடுத்த பார்ட்டிசிபேஷனுக்கு வெரி மச் தேங்க்யூ. So இதே மாதிரி கூடிய சீக்கிரம் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் லைஃப்ல இருந்து பெஸ்ட் விஷஸ் ஃபார் பிகமிங் a member as early as possible. All the best, our friends. Thank you. Thanks a lot.